All right, today we're hopping into Ultimate Spider-Man. Let's go. So we went over the Ultimate Universe before a little bit. Just one issue I think is out right now. Essentially, this takes place many years after a giant threat that happened on New York where a laser exploded and killed a bunch of people, including May Parker. May Parker is dead in this. Uncle Ben is alive. So that's some context. Also, this series runs month per issue. So what I mean is, right here we see January. This is issue 1. Issue 2 will be February. Issue 3 will be March. And so on and so on and so on until we get to that Ultimate Universe Endgame where this series is coming to an end, as they say. Do I think it is? No. I just think Hickman will stop writing it. I think somebody else will pick it up. But I love this run. It's really good. So let's hop in. Peter Parker, you're not getting any younger. This guy's living in New York, looking like the handsomest man in the world. He does look like Andrew Garfield. I wish I could pull off that hair. My hair folds forward. I can't fold it back. If I could fold it back, I would do that and grow out my beard. But instead, I just have a 5 o'clock shadow, and my hair goes down forward, and I look like a weird Superman Wayne person. Bruce Bane, whatever. But the main difference of this Spider-Man and our main Spider-Man in 616 is that this guy is in Universe 6160, and he's actually happy with kids. So we have 2 kids, Richard Parker on the right, and we have May Parker on the left. But he strolls out, asks how his kids are doing. Breakfast's already made by his wife. Oh, she's beautiful. I need a red hair goddess. Or I need an Emma Frost goddess. That's what I'm saying. All I gotta say is tiger. But he goes into how he's tired, he couldn't sleep, didn't sleep, or couldn't sleep. Kind of both. Kids start going to his bag and pull out a sphere. He says, "Hey, that's mine. That's not a toy. I gotta run to the office, but we have that thing we promised. We'll talk later." She is a fashion model, or she owns a fashion line, I believe. They'll get into it later. Peter, as we'll see later, is a photographer and journalist. But we pull up to the Daily Bugle with none other than J. Jonah Jameson. Yes, sir. He's calling for Parker, but not Peter Parker. Uncle Ben Parker, managing editor. These guys are like best buddies. But yeah, he's yelling at the other. We got a meeting at 4 o'clock. All management is got to be there. You've got your thing, but if you need to push it, it's okay. No, it's fine. I'll be back in time for the meeting. Here's your guy, though. Oh, it's Peter. So this has to be the most calm Jameson has ever been. But Peter shows up to pick up Ben because they are going on a little adventure to a memorial service that we'll see in a minute. And J. Jonah Jameson acts as not a mentor like in 616, like a mentor and friend, more of like a uncle, whereas Uncle Ben acts like a father. J. Jonah actually acts like a secondary father. He just helps him out. Like he goes up and says, "You don't have a tie? Here's my own tie. Make sure you bring it back. Let me show you how to tie it. Your uncle is the toughest son of a gun I've ever met. Asking if he's okay is kind of like asking about the durability of a stone or some remnant of another time. Saying that, how about you and I, regardless of how he's doing, keep a close eye on him. Can we agree? If you want to know how your uncle's really doing, just ask. I'm going to need that tie back, Peter." So they go downtown, and Peter poses the question, "Hey, are you doing okay, Uncle Ben? Everyone's wondering if you are." And he replies, "Everyone is not wondering if I'm okay. Everyone doesn't care. We work at the Bugle, me and you, in the words of business. If there's something you want to say, don't hide your intent, just say it. With everyone is more respect because you did." And Peter says, "Well, I'm worried about you. You haven't said one word about how you feel or how you're doing." And Uncle Ben reports, big vocabulary for Elmo, "Peter, you were 15 when your parents died, and you came to live with May and I. The first year was hard for you. Heck, it was hard for all of us. But we loved you unconditionally. We protected you. I tried to teach you about the world and prepare you for it. While May was better at all this kind of stuff, the one thing we never tried to do was replace your parents because we couldn't." Now, that was 20 years ago. It's been a long time, but has one day gone by that you didn't think about them? Is there one day that it doesn't hurt that they're gone? And he says no. Well, that's exactly how I feel, because he lost Aunt May. So Peter is 35. Uncle Ben, I'm not sure how old he is. But I love the difference between how Uncle Ben and Aunt May raised him. When Aunt May raises Peter, he's a good person, but he's not financially stable. just like 616. He doesn't have his life all together. When Uncle Ben raises him, he's still a good person, but instead of being this superhero gig where he's taking a bunch of risks, he's not a risk taker. He is sound, responsible. He takes care of his family. He's got his family. He's more happy. So that's just my input. I don't believe throughout this whole run we see with great power comes great responsibility yet, but I'm sure that will change as time goes on. We're not over with the whole series, and we just started this run now. I can't wait to see how it goes. So we pick up with everybody gathering down at a memorial service with Matthew Murdock as the priest. I don't suppose we'll ever understand acts of terror. It lies well beyond my comprehension and far removed from any ideology or faith I call my own. To me, it just looks like madness. But I suppose after this actions that today, it no longer matters. Whatever Stark believed died with him. What I do know is that years from now, decades from now, the memories of that man will fade, and the memories of those who died on that day will not, because of you people. They were taken before their time. Heaven is more crowded today than we would prefer. But as you wake and work and sleep and dream, it will be of them. And when you recall each sweet memory of the departed, as the love swells within your heart, I encourage you to listen closely. Listen, and you'll hear your angels singing. On the memorial behind me, you'll find two names that belong to our last speaker. He is one of you. Their names are Norman and Emily Osborne. This is their son, Harry. So with this, what we learn is May Parker died. A bunch of people died, essentially, but May Parker dead, and Emily and Norman Osborn, Harry Osborn's parents, also died in this giant explosion in New York. Who's Green Goblin? We'll see that later. This is Matthew Murdock, who is also Daredevil. As of recording, he has not been Daredevil yet in this universe. He's not done anything. He seems to be just a priest, which, good on you, Matthew. I mean, I hope your life is not terrible also. As long as you're still blind and you have that accident, I assume he has his powers if he's blind. If the maker didn't stop that truck and you're blind, you should have all those powers. But Harry starts his own speech. Thank you, Father. Emotional day. Father Murdock is right. The air is thick with memories. The one I keep thinking of, I can't seem to stop thinking of, is from when I was 7. This is the first time my dad played catch with me. I don't really like baseball, and he doesn't like baseball, but there it is, haunting me. And it wasn't until today I figured out why. Because in that moment, the entire world was just the ball, me and my dad, like that was the only thing that mattered. Like I was the most important person in the world. And now I'll never be able to make another memory like that with him. We all lost someone. Mothers, fathers, siblings, sons, and daughters. And like Father Murdock said, they'll live in our hearts and we'll always remember them. But I have to be honest, I'm not sure that I'll be able to move on or get better. Because when I'm all alone in the quiet of the night, it isn't angels I hear singing. I hear a ball hitting a glove. I hear screams, sirens. I hear all of us crying out in pain because a part of our future was stolen in exchange for all we got were memories. It's not just enough, and I'm not sure why any of us would want to be expected to live with it. And we will see this. Hickman is an amazing writer, by the way. We should go over Secret Wars later, once that movie's coming closer. But you can already see small little tidbits that he's hinting in there. We keep seeing this talk of what was stolen. Everything was in exchange. We have memories, but we don't have what we had. We'll see more of that verbiage with everybody talking to Peter, because this is the origin of Ultimate Spider-Man. And we haven't talked about it yet, but he is having a crisis. But after the memorial service, Harry gets to meet Uncle Ben, and they chit-chat a little bit. And Mary Jane says, billionaire businessman, ruthless competitor, founder of Oscorp Industries, loving father. You never know, I guess. So it seems that's what she read about him. They don't know each other. They're not best friends in this universe. At some point, there was a little bit of a rift where their lives have changed and they didn't grow up with each other. And this goes back to one of the Ultimate Universe, I think it's Ultimate Invasion, where the maker goes and actually starts it. It's like the start of the Ultimate Universe, where he takes the spider from Peter. So that's why Spider-Man is not Peter Parker right now. And I won't lie to you, we're probably not going to go over that series. It is not very long. There's just a lot of other stuff. But MJ and the kids leave. We pick back up at the Daily Bugle for the meeting. We see J. Jonah get all flustered, and he quits. He leaves, doesn't say anything right now, but Ben tells Peter, keep your head down, go to your desk, we'll catch up later. And he goes into the meeting and asks Did we miss something? Actually, Ben, you did. We've been informed there's going to be some editorial restructuring at the paper. Jonah didn't like the changes. Well, how do you feel about them, Robbie? I'm 2 years away from maxing out my pension, and I like to think that that would be the best idea. You don't have anything to fight for? What are the changes? Well, there's an ever-increasing number of complaints from advertisers about some of our inflammatory content. Specifically, and I apologize for bringing this up, they aren't comfortable with how dogged the Bugle is while looking into the Stark terror attack. They don't really care about the most recent direction of our coverage. So we're going to be making some changes at the board and Broger ownership in general. Well, how do you think I should feel about that? And here comes Kingpin, pleased at your good fortune. After all, nature arbors a vacuum. Let's go! Mr. Fisk is here. With his right-hand man, I believe that's Wesley. I hope it's Wesley. Underrated character, top 10 comic book villain is Wesley. My love for Wesley will never go down, as does my hatred for Iron Man. But Ben says, what is that supposed to mean? Well, Jameson's out, the paper needs new leadership, you are the obvious choice, so I suppose congratulations are in order, you got yourself a promotion, if you want the job. So Ben leaves. He's got nothing holding him there. It's worth fighting for in his opinion. So he goes on the elevator with Jonah. What are we going to do now? Pick up later. Boom, a car explodes by Kingpin. The Green Goblin in a mechanized suit shows up, drops some bombs, and dips. And now we pick up at a bar with no name. This place is usually owned by supervillains. They don't know who actually owns it, but this is where they all come to hang out. I assume that that's not the case in this. It's just a cool name for it. But Ben and Jameson talking shop about what they're going to do. They want to redo another paper company. Well, newspaper company, not really paper. Not Dunder Mifflin. But now they're going to pick up a name, and we're going to need fire insurance. They decide that the name is going to be called The News, and they decide that all they're going to do, by doing it right, is report the truth. Jameson has a kick for it. That's perfect. There are some things I like to believe in, Ben. That I'm not going to die alone, and that there's such thing as justice. But in this entire universe, there's only one thing I know for sure. There's no truth in the news, and no news in the truth. And he says, how about we just promise not to lie? Well, that's a fair start. And they clink. Peter joins in. I hope you two are enjoying yourselves. Everyone's running around the Bugle like someone set the place on fire. They gave Robbie the wheel, and he knows I do a good job, so I should be fine. The question is, what are you two going to do? Well, we've decided to start our own news business. Do you guys have money? That's a day 2 problem, Peter. Tonight, I'm a man who is right with the world. Jameson leaves, and Peter has a heart-to-heart with Uncle Ben. I gotta know, how'd you do it? How do you blow up your whole life in one afternoon and just start a new one? And he says, my wife is dead. You're a grown man and have a family of your own. And given me an opportunity, I just couldn't take being in an industry of compromise one more minute. Why wouldn't I do what I did? It was an easy choice. What about you, Peter? What's going on with you? He says, my wife is very much alive. I have a family, responsibilities that exceed professional bliss. I don't know that I can blow everything up just because I want my life to change. Well, Peter, no one's expecting you to join us. If that's what you want to do, then great. Well, I'm not talking about that. This is something else. Are you and MJ okay? We're great. She's fine. I think she deserves better than me, but she disagrees, which makes it better. It's just for the longest time, I've thought something was wrong with my life. Something was wrong with me. I can't really explain it, but now I just know that I've been right all along, and I don't know what to do. And I'm sure that is a very relatable sentence for everyone. It relates to everybody. I think about that all the time. And it's one of the main reasons I started doing this, because I love going over comics. So take a look at your life, and if you don't want to do that anymore, or you have some barrier, try to break that barrier. That's what I've been doing. Life is good, so enjoy it. That's all I got to say on that matter. Do whatever you want to do with the rest of your life. You only get one. So pay attention to this next part, please, because I love this entire sequence, and I think it is very motivational. You ever heard the saying, inaction is action? That's just a garbage way of saying, don't spend your life waiting for something to happen. Make it happen. I love you, but if you're walking around half asleep, anesthetized by your own life, wake up. Beautiful words. Live by them, honestly. Do what you love doing. Don't let anything stop you. Later in the day, we see Peter puts the kids to bed, and goes and talks to his wife. The kids are down. You know what that means. Spill it, mister. I don't even know where to start. Well, they quit the Bugle? Yeah, and they decided to start their own thing. It's like they did this in a 3-hour span of time. Maniacs. Well, the memorial, I've never seen your uncle cry. It was late, and after that, the work stuff, I feel like I should run a check on him before I come home. If you didn't, you would have been worried all night. Probably. And that would have just gotten in the way of, well, us talking about you, Peter. I know it's been a good day, but this morning, yeah, I know. Well, then what's been going on? So Peter spills some of the beans. I don't want to say something and not be able to take it back. I think I need a change. And MJ replies, when I quit to start my own business last year, you were 100% on board. And we've got bills and kids. It might be tough, but would you think for a second it would be something that I wouldn't want to be beside? No, not that kind of change. I need to change. And MJ says, I know you, Peter Parker. You're an amazing husband, lights out as a father. But you've been walking around for years with this cloud hanging over you. You put a good face on it. You're not satisfied with who you are. Do you know what you have to do? Are things going to change between us? No? Well then, that settles it. I'm going to bed. You go get him, Tiger. Peter goes, walks up the stairs. He pulls out the sphere. I think I called it a cube earlier. I can't remember what I did. And now we get to see the origins of this. Last night, an Orgin box from the Ultimates run that we just went over a second ago. The Origin box of his powers. Peter Parker. This is for Peter Parker. An Iron Man, Iron Lad, Tony Stark shows up. I hope I'm speaking with Peter Parker. My name is Tony Stark, and while it's likely you know my father's name, you've probably never heard of me. I'm sending this to you from 6 months into the future. There's an attempt on my and my companions' lives, and we've only had seconds to escape before the orbital platform fired. So we went to the only safe place I could think of. I'm sorry, I can't be more specific than that, but we have to be careful because this world is more complicated and dangerous than you could ever believe, and there's a component of faith to this that's frankly unavoidable. All I can ask is that you listen carefully. This is for you. It's a Picotech stealth suit to mask your identity and bioorganic catalyst necessary for you to undergo a post-human transformation. Essentially, you will turn into Spider-Man, and a spider suit is there with you. 20 years ago, you were supposed to be bitten by a radioactive spider that would give you amazing powers, and with them, you would become one of Earth's most prominent superheroes. Instead, a great evil traveled through time, erased almost all of the heroes of this world from existence. You were one of them. He did this so that he and his confidants could treat Earth as some kind of experiment, an exercise in creating a society that could be perfectly directed and controlled. I am repeating this with others like you. In 6 months, I'm hoping that if I've done this correctly, I will exit the room to find that Earth regained its heroes. Together we will free the world. It is my greatest hope that you are among that number. You're supposed to have a different life, Peter Parker. You're supposed to protect the innocent, save lives, inspire the citizens of this world to be their best selves. Instead, all of that was taken from you. These people stole your future. These people robbed you of your destiny. The question is, do you want it back? Yes, I want it. So he opens up the vial to get bit. Wake up. Go get him, Tiger. Gets bit by the spider. Let's go. Ultimate Spider-Man. That's what I was talking about. They keep bringing up the stolen and your life was robbed from you. Just get him on that hook. Get him on that leash. Yeah, he's finally Spider-Man, 35 years old, and he's in that black suit era right now. We'll see him grab some other stuff later. But yeah, thank you for watching. This was a longer one. And also, before I forget, I have those 3 panels on my wall. Yeah, that's about it. And then here's some Legos. But yeah, I almost forgot to do this, and I forgot to mention in the video, but here they are. But we'll get more into him and other people in the Ultimates. Yeah, peace out.